Hey man, it locked my mind and heart up fast because I felt like when you do so much, it's like you're doing so much. You don't hear a man saying this, you hear women saying this, but you don't hear. And I'm serious. You do so much for a person, and you never would thought that you looking at the way you cared for that person, or you did, and you look at them and that person, you never get that, and then you got nothing. Mm. I'm like it's like you take my tail between my legs and go and walk away. And the reason why everybody people were like, you can get a lawyer, you can do this. No. I don't got no time for that because I ain't got no money to pay him. You know what I mean? I don't pay the lawyer to fight for anything. But the thing I learned from all of that was this: your feelings have got to be the same. It's no way around it. It's no way a man can love or a woman can love a man 80% and the other person give him 20. Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's got to be done the right way, and if it's not done the right way, you're gonna see some problems down the line. But I will say this: you got the date to see it.
You got to play to win. Maryland Lottery.
You're not gonna see it at home.
Maryland Lottery.
Man, I mean, it's crazy that how watching it is like people really do look at it like it's a game. Mm-hmm. It's like you text, soon as this person tell you or ask you out, or a person talking to you, I'm gonna tell you what to do. They don't answer text no more, or they pretend they don't see it.
It's scary.
I mean, it's like, but wait a minute, I thought that's what you were looking for. It's like nobody don't even want to date no more. You had somebody that ain't taking 3 months, just say, yeah, just go ahead and get a drink. What am I gonna do to you in public?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Trick question. Trick question.
Many things have happened in public.
Trick question.
But you,
not with you, but in general. So that's a loaded question. Yeah, that's a loaded question.
You got to go out.
Just say you wouldn't do anything to anybody in public.
I wouldn't do nothing to nobody.
But there's other people out here that's done stuff in public.
Yeah.
So maybe something happened to them in public, and that they had that reservation. That's why they had to sit with it and think about it. Should I?
So let me ask you a question. How long did it take for you to say, I like him?
Oh.
How long did he pursue?
Wow.
Like, give me that look like.
Cause we kind of talked in high school.
Okay.
So y'all had history.
Right. So it's funny. He asked me to the prom and I was like, no.
You didn't go prom?
He asked me to the prom. I probably took it. Looking back.
Did you go prom?
I went though.
He went. We both went, but we went different
I was requested.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna go after the fact. But I was, somebody had asked me to go.
Anyway, we had a situationship in high school. And then after that, I left. I worked here for about a year, and then I rode out. And he left after I left, went to the military. And then I think when he came back to the shore, somebody said, I seen Pooh Bear.
So both of y'all kind of landed back at the same time, almost around the same time?
No, I was still away, but he had came back to the shore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was back home from the military, and I guess she was passing through back and forth, seeing her parents and different stuff like that.
So how long was that gap between y'all?
So probably 99 for high school.
About 4 years. About 4 years. We got back together about what? 04 something? 04, 05 something?
When you got your life together.
About 4 years. Something like that.
But the thing about it though is that
that's a saga. That's a saga. But
it was better when y'all both were home.
It's a lot more to that.
When he got himself together, right?
No, I was just messing with him.
But that's a 5.
Like when he came to the realization, like this is what I want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a 5-part episode, right?
It's gotta be both. It's gotta be both of y'all to say that, man. Even the people that don't work it out, that were good together, one mistake, It's just work.
And I feel like that's crazy. Why not put the effort in? And then you probably somewhere.
And that's my only advice I can give.
Looking at their relationship with another person, wishing I had stuck it out.
And talking to a complete stranger.
If I had just, you know.
That's the only piece of advice I could give to anybody as far as longevity in a relationship. Me and my wife been together better part of 20 years, probably 17 years, 18 years, something like that. Something long time ago days. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can say is, don't leave.
Yeah, we just keep trying.
You know, it ain't complicated, but I feel like people make it complicated because the accountability and the responsibility is heavy. Some people go through their whole life, don't experience no accountability at all. Never answer for nothing they do in their whole lifetime.
Yeah, we all know.
You know what I mean? And that's the biggest problem. Like some people average person you know run around the bush 3 times instead of just take one step and tell the truth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see it all the time. Will not say that one little piece of truth, man. Tell lies for months at a time, just to avoid that one little inconvenient truth.
Did you do it?
You know what I mean? You're gonna get a tingly feeling in your body for half a second if you just go ahead and tell that truth. But no, you're gonna drag that lie for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Yeah. And that's what it boils down to, man. It's no, accountability in anything, any relationship, a friend, whether it be your wife, your girlfriend.
Yeah. To admit it is what you're saying. Admit it. When you're wrong.
Yeah, be present, be accountable. That's it.
How many people you know in your lifetime, bet you count on one hand how many people you've seen admit they're wrong. Just admit it.
I struggle with that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, all us men do.
I don't do that. I don't do that well. I'll be the first one to say that.
Night. We were watching, I'll be the
first one. You wrong all the time. What you talking about? They're gonna come right to it too. Just don't waste no time. Man, he was wrong last night. Damn.
That's okay, baby. We gotta let you know.
Damn.
Let me tell y'all, it was funny, and he knew he was wrong. We was watching National Treasure on Disney, the new series.
Oh man, look, man, cut.
I seen that though.
I was not wrong. That was a different lady.
The episodes was showing you the scenes from like the next episode, right? So before it would play. And I said, oh, spoiler alert. I was like, oh, she get her dad out. And he goes, that's not her, that's her mom.
And the stunt double. It was a stunt double. It wasn't the dude.
That's her and the dad. So we know it's gonna happen because the little clip right there. That's her mom. So when the scene happened, I said, ain't that the scene that was on the little screenshot of the thing that happened? Or to come rather. Man, no, that's not the same part at all.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, man. Look, don't let her talk.
I said wrong.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Yeah.
I can admit that was my truth. See that was my moment where I said I can admit when I'm wrong. You know?
You did not admit last night that you was wrong.
Man. I wasn't wrong.
You was adamant that was girl.
I don't think nobody would admit they're wrong now. Really?
But I think it helps though. Like
it do.
Because
it helps you grow.
Yeah.
Because if I feel it's like it's a thing whereas everybody's holding on so tight to like how I want to put it. What's the word I'm looking for? Sovereignty. It's just like you said, Tim. It's just like you said. If I can pay all these bills myself and I ain't gotta hear nobody mouth about it, why would I want to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would I want to? What is the incentive for me to enter into a relationship and possibly enter out of my peace zone, out of my comfort zone, just to entertain the idea of being with another person that I know may potentially not be worth the time that I'm going to put into this person?
I had a conversation with a guy, and this was his fear, man. Man, it's been years, probably like 6, 7 years ago, and he says to me, she don't need me. I said, huh? He said, and he has been with her. He was with her for like 2 or 3 years. He's still with her. But he said, she don't need me. And I was like,
and that's what I feel like.
I said, elaborate. He said, man, when I met her, this was what she had, what she was making, whatever. He said, I had a place, But it wasn't that. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So he ended up moving in. So he asked me my opinion because of what I went through. He was like, asked me. He said, I mean, what was it like for you? You know, because where I came from, I was getting ready to rent on.
And the brother might have just be dealing with the idea of, like we spoke on earlier, moving into the house with that woman and having to deal with the shift in power.
Yeah.
Now that you move into this woman's house, this woman might be able to tell you something, even if you're a man.
Yeah, that wasn't his. His problem was this. He didn't really have a problem. He liked her. He really did. He cared for her. His thing was, like, he was like, well, where do I fit in? I said, what do you mean? He said, he wasn't mad. He wasn't causing no problems in the house. They was cool. She didn't know he felt like that. He was afraid to go to her.
And that would have been.
He would be weak. So he said, she's already had all this, man. He said, she don't need me. He said, right now I walk out, she could stay, she'll still doing what she do. And I'm looking at him like.
But that seemed like, that sounded like a lot of insecurity within him.
But he was trying to figure it, but it also went back to.
That's that personal healing.
He's never really met anybody. He had never really met anybody that he I don't think he ever took the time. Because everybody was always calling him, saying stuff about him all the time. So people was looking at him, he ain't dressed, he didn't have all that growing up. But he got himself together, got a job when he got a little older, you know, in his mid-20s. But the thing, he just was like, he felt like she didn't need him. And I said, no, I said, they're letting this play a trick on you, man. I said, look, woman love you, man. I said, she love you. I said, you're mad. I said, you're not mad, but you're scared that one day this woman is going to wake up and say, I don't need you, nigga.
So I got a question for you, babe.
And that's a fear. That's just fear.
But he
because you moved in with me.
To her,
did you feel like at any time I could have been like, turn the tables and be like, get out? Like you left the shore and came up the DC way.
No, because I know I'm the shit. I mean, No, but no, I never felt.
She never made him felt like that.
Not necessarily because we never went through.
As a man, he just felt like he was raised like a man does this. And I told him, no.
But it wasn't a fear.
That's where our dads was.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it was a fear though.
Not us.
Like I definitely didn't. I wasn't sleeping with one eye open. Like, damn, she gonna put me out or no shit. Yeah. I think it was more like, I don't know. I honestly don't think I never thought about it. I never thought about it. The place wasn't so big. You can't push me around this little motherfucker. We had efficiency coming in, you know what I'm saying? It was like,
but I think that was he went there.
No, it wasn't like that.
There, he said, man, she don't never ask me for nothing. I mean, he was so sincere though. He was like, she don't ask me for nothing.
Well, maybe he could have had somebody
that needed.
And that be the thing too.
He needed
that level of dependency.
I told him.
Yeah.
I said,
that control.
Man, I said,
you know,
look, don't let this get to the point where you get stubborn and really believe what you're saying. I said, if this woman ain't never told you nothing like this, you're thinking that because the women you had, man, you always did more. I said, just let it go. He went home, he talked to her. Yeah, he went home and talked to her. And when she talked to her, he said she looked at him and was like, he said, man, she hugged me. I said, what? He said, man, she hugged me. He said, because she didn't know he felt like that. And I think that really brought them two so close that, I mean, when I see them, they look like, I ain't gonna say they're the model couple, but I've never seen them to a point where they even argue in front of people. It's like if they have a disagreement, they laugh.
Yeah. And you just, and like I said, this is just to reiterate the disclaimer. These are our views from our perspectives. You know, I just feel like the vulnerability part. You know what I mean? The stripped down part is what we need to not be so quick to try to run away from in relationships. I feel like the more you pour into each other, the more you're going to come out of the relationship. Unless you're dealing with a dishonest and deceitful person, you know, somebody that's going to throw your past back in your face. You want to deal with somebody that's going to be able to deal with the things that you've dealt with, because that's what a relationship is.
Yeah.
And in so many words, you could say that's what love is. Dealing with a person that has dealt with things. And we're dealing with them with each other.
Like an old car.
There are things. We put them all in a bowl and we deal with them all. You know?
Buy a used car, you're buying some